There we
Oh,
go.
there we are. We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to VO Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby.
and we are voice actors.
Yep. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy October 20th. It's a Monday. It's good to be here. I know, so you're not feeling too well, Gabby.
No, I am definitely feeling a little under the weather, but 'tis the season.
Oh, it
So
is. It
it's okay.
is. It is. It's that weather
Yeah.
and the fall and all the mess, and
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
But thank you for being here.
Of
And
course, of
yes,
course.
it's good to see everyone. Make sure you, in the meantime, hit that like and subscribe button so
Yep.
that you can get and hit that notification bell and hit all so that you know when
Mm-hmm.
we go live, as well as leave a comment over in
Yeah.
the chat. Tell us where you're from, your name, and of course, if you have any voiceover questions, we are here to answer them. We love
That's
to
what
answer
it's
them.
all about.
Yes. Again, happy Monday. There's a lot of exciting things going on as we get
Mm-hmm.
time goes on here with VO Journey Academy as well as Academy Voices.
For
So,
sure.
last week we had put out that we had hit over 400 audiobooks published. So, of course, we're past that now. But
Wild to
I
me.
know, isn't that wild? And also on a crazy side note, and everybody, Amazon Web Services has been glitching today. So, like, if you a lot
Oh.
of different websites include, because so many websites use the Amazon Web Services, right, for servers and
Oh.
stuff to store all kinds of like their videos, pictures, all that stuff. So, like, it
Huh.
is, it's a pain in the patukas.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
So, like, when I was working on things, and then the website slows down and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and so. But anyways,
Oh.
but hey, that they'll get it fixed, I'm sure, over there. Wow, we've got we got lots of people showing up today. We've got
Yep.
Paul. We've got is that Amani?
Amani, maybe, yeah.
Amani
Amani.
from Egypt. That is so
Wow.
cool. Welcome.
That's super cool.
What time is it in Egypt? They would
5
be
hours, 6
ahead.
hours difference? Yeah.
It would be ahead. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
Not too different from European, not too like London. I think it's the same
Is
time.
it the same?
I
All
think
right,
so.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But it is so wonderful to see everyone. But anyway, so yeah, so we're talking about that as well. But we're talking about also us launching a new audio drama. So very excited about the audio drama called After the Siren. And
You've been wanting to do this for, oh my God, how long? Like,
oh yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, and now we are able to finally do an audio drama as well as make money from the audio drama. A lot of what we've been talking about last week was putting on our business hats, right, for voiceover, and how are we actually going to make money. I put out a coffee time, which, by the way, I'm excited to be putting back coffee time in the mix. So with coffee time. So okay, so here's my idea. You're gonna laugh, but I tell you my idea. All right, so of course we have VO Journey Academy. It's something I've been doing for a long time, and put out coffee time. I think I'm almost like to 400 episodes of coffee time. But here's the crazy thing is that we have Academy Voices as well, and Academy Voices has its own YouTube channel. It has its own. It's monetized. We do a lot over there, but we don't necessarily have any sort of everything through Academy Voices is basically us putting out our content for people to listen to, like audiobooks and so forth, and our audio dramas will go out there, so we earn revenue through people listening to that stuff. However, there's not a face to Academy Voices, and there's not something there. So I had this idea that I wanted to do, which is really interesting. Facts about authors, right? Like authors, and our famous authors and stuff we do, right? I mean, just that's not like a brand new idea or something. But here's what I want to do. Because I come on here and I'm like I'm in my whatever clothes and whatever, but I want to be like I want to wear a costume So
Oh, geez.
when I do this, I want to be like an old time writer type of costume. Now I have a cigar, but I was thinking more about getting like a pipe, and I'm gonna do like like facts about the office, something like that, and so yeah, and so
Oh,
like I have like I got to get like a button up shirt with a tie
you
and
need a
like a
smoking
vest
jacket.
and
Yeah.
a glass, like glasses,
Monocle.
and I have my cigar, or I was thinking of a cigar or a pipe. I mean, a pipe
Yeah.
probably is
Yeah.
a little more, but anyways, and then like I'll come on and do this would be the author's facts of the day,
Oh
and we'll do
my
something like that,
gosh.
and there's some really interesting things. And I was speaking of author's facts of the day, I'm sorry, I'm totally off on a tangent here about stuff, but this is interesting is that I was looking up because, and I know you are quite partial to H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about H.P. Lovecraft's life, and I mean beyond what was he popular and everything,
Right.
and so forth. I'm going to find out he was not at all.
Mm-mm.
In fact, he died pretty poor and pretty much thinking that he was a failure.
A lot of phenomenal writers did. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and that but then over time, and the whole, I think the cult was born with the Cthulhu, the following with Cthulhu and the mysteries there, and I think he's become now one of the most prolific horror writers of all. But at the time,
wow,
it was very poor,
right,
and no one was not. I mean, I think it was like mystery. What was the I guess most of his stuff was published in like a mystery magazine or something like that, sort of. And it just no one knew him. No one really cared about his work, and he didn't really make anything from it. And I just found that super interesting. Same thing, and I always say the same thing about now Mozart at the same time was very, of course, famous, but died penniless in a nameless grave, right? And it's and then you look at one of the most probably famous and important musicians of all time, at least in our lives, or our lives in our history. So I think that it's always interesting, which led me down the crazy pathway to always say I didn't want to be like Mozart. And what I meant by that is getting all the way full circle. Right. Is that I always said I didn't want to be like Mozart because I didn't want to do these, die on the hill, these crazy things, and then die penniless in a nameless grave. Yeah. Or die with no one knowing, like poor, right? And no one knowing who I was. I ventured on early saying, I don't care if I die and no one knows who I am, but I want to die with some money in my pocket so I can enjoy life. Right. So full circle to all of that craziness, we were talking about how can you build a more financially stable business. I love somebody down there talking about how do you promote your audiobooks on a zero budget. You're in the right place. That's all what we are about. Zero budgets around these parts. That's right. I'm on it today. Man. Do you want to get a word in maybe? I mean,
I'm enjoying this. No, I am enjoying this. You by all means continue.
Had some coffee. Yes. No, so anyways, I think that all that being said, all that crazy stuff is for the Academy Voices stuff. That's going to be fun. We're doing some more stuff there. We're really growing. But anyways, I put out a coffee time this morning talking about, I'm trying to say someone had asked me what I thought was the part in voiceover, and I'm going to ask you this, Gabby, too, but what I thought was a genre or a category in voiceover that was really booming, or where they should kind of go all in, or at least put some more effort into. Right. So of course, I said, I really believe this morning that I thought audiobooks, audio dramas, audio production in general, putting out audio performances in places where you can earn revenue is a great way to not only get yourself out there in front of people, but also own some of those productions and have you make some money at the same time. What are your thoughts on specific places like that? So I put that out on Coffee Time this morning about what I thought, and then some people were commenting on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that that's a big part of where we are seeing, a lot of things move in a direction where actors can be a little bit more hands-on in their own ability to generate residuals.
Hmm.
So, yes,
Hmm.
I think any of that is great. I always think that being ahead of what's happening technologically, because anything that's going on in tech is going to generate opportunities, and that is always important. And I kind of always go commercials because
Mm.
they're just so dang plentiful and there's so many of them. And if you're tracking them properly, there's always the opportunity to make money again on renewals, without having to do any additional work. So,
Mm.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we do have so
Oh, yeah, we got
James
questions.
did post. James says, "What do you suggest about how to promote our audiobooks on a zero budget?" I love it. So, first things first, if you have, I would recommend get some social media accounts. All right, that's if you don't have some yet, get some. If you do, that's great. What we like to do, all right, is first off, you've got to just simply think about, does anyone even know that you've done an audiobook or an audiobook exists? Because think about it, right? Like
Yeah.
there's so many, which means that if you think about it, most of the time it's making people aware. The fortunate thing about
Mhm.
audiobooks is that everyone, I mean, we all love to listen to them. Audio dramas,
Oh, yeah.
podcasts. I mean, we're always looking for a great story. Our thirst for stories, for entertainment, for an escape these
It's
days are
unquenchable.
probably more than ever. Right. And now that we can consume, oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
I was also gonna say there's something else to it, in the fact that we've never been more connected, right, as a people,
Hmm.
but we're also the most alone
Mm,
we've ever been. And
mm.
so there's a very real need psychologically for people to have
Oh yeah.
company in the form of a lot of these kinds of entertainment, right? It,
Hmm.
it makes
Hmm.
us feel less alone. It's like, back in the day, grandma used to turn on the TV, right? Just to have some background noise and to have some company. Now, we're not stuck with just like The Price
Right.
is Right and Judge Judy. We have choice and we can pick and choose what we want those experiences to be. So it's very powerful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you want to first, start by letting people know by posting, "Hey,
Mhm.
listen, I'm really excited, released a new audio book. Here's a link, check it out. Take
Yeah.
a listen, tell me what you think." I mean, that's the first thing to do, is to just post that you've done an
Yeah.
audiobook. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Also, if you know the author, tag the author, all right, in there. That's one way to do it. Another thing to do it is to start, and this is a little bit more advanced, but start an email list, right? Start something to where you have people, maybe your friends, share it with some friends and family. Start putting together an email list of people who like to listen to audiobooks
Mm.
and grow that email list. I think we probably feel sometimes as voice actors that we're just on an island God, we're just saying, we're on an island by ourselves.
Mhm.
No one out there is like experiencing what we have and want connection. Now, all of us want connection.
Yeah.
All of us want to feel like we're part of a group, a part of something, right? So make that a part of what you're doing. So that's another way to do it as well. You can do things like I do and create funny shows, create a
Mhm.
following, and you can also. I like to do little uh, minute or less snippets of the story.
Yep.
Maybe some fun facts. So you can do all sorts of things and post it. But I would say social media, email, things like that. That's probably the most free you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the moment, besides just word of mouth, telling your friends and family and things like that.
Um,
So,
I think this is also where reaching out to other podcasts and other
mm,
outlets to go, "Hey, I'd love to be a guest."
mhm.
I'd love to talk to you about some of the work I've done. That can be very fruitful as well.
Speaking of podcasts,
Oh boy.
Dylan has a question about what places host audio dramas. Is it the same place that hosts podcasts?
Mm.
Yes, Yes. I mean, yes and yes,
They're
and
effectively
yes.
one and the same, or they
Mhm.
can be, right?
Mhm.
Because podcasts are we're to a point where there's so many genres of podcasts and so many different styles that yeah, like there's one I've talked about before, and I've actually been to some of their live shows. It's called Old Gods of Appalachia. And that's basically
Mm.
what they do. It's audio dramas and it's true like stories, mythical stories, right? And they have musicians and there's a lot of different components to what they do, but it's very much story time. And yeah, it's just you
Oh, I
they
love that.
it's a podcast though.
Oh,
Yeah.
So think of it absolutely. So think of it as, podcast as more like a radio.
Mhm.
A radio channel.
Yeah.
Just think of a podcast like that, because that's really what it has become.
Yeah.
And then you can have anything you want on that radio channel. All right. I mean, when it comes to audio, right? You can
Mm.
you can post, anything you want. So so for VO's Journey podcast, I use a place called Buzzsprout. There's like Podbean.
Mhm.
There's all sorts of ones you can use. I
Oh,
mean,
so many.
YouTube. YouTube has its own now. YouTube doesn't stream to other. It just streams through YouTube's podcast, but you can stream to YouTube. But YouTube has its own podcast
Yep.
platform. So there's so many places out there, and they're typically, they can cost a little bit of money,
Mm.
just a couple bucks a month, if you're going to post a decent amount. But a lot of them also, they already have revenue built in, right? So you can put ads on your thing without even have to
Yeah.
contact people. Again, these are when we talk about technology, don't let our frustration for
Mm-mm.
certain forms of tech that's a pain in our patukas take away from the other forms of tech that's actually helping us earn more money.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah, and I mean, and most of those hosting platforms for podcasts, they're so cheap,
mhm, mhm,
so fantastically inexpensive.
mhm.
It's a wonder that literally everyone doesn't have a podcast, even though, right, that's the joke that everybody has a podcast.
Well, it is, and all it is, everybody, is literally just an audio file.
Yeah.
You just make an audio file, and then you're uploading it to that platform, and then what that platform does is it creates an API or like a stream key, just like we're
Mm-hmm.
using right now to go live
Yep.
on these other places.
Yep.
And basically, it streams it to those platforms. So, like iTunes used to be before all these other places popped up. You had to go individually and create like account on iTunes,
Yeah.
and you had all this. Oh, that was stupid. But now it's super nice, because now you can just go through these platforms and they go everywhere, put on Spotify, put on all these
Mm-hmm.
places. Now you can go to them directly as well. All
You
right.
can.
But it's not, but these places make it easy to just stream them everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We've got Joy says, "Hi, Gabby."
Hi, Joy.
Speaking to you, Gabby. Joy, by the way, welcome. Joy joined VO Journey Academy.
Joy!
Yay!
Yay! Oh my gosh, I finally get to work with you. I
Yay!
already feel like I know her. She's been such an avid viewer of my stuff on YouTube, and like I feel like she's here with us most days. That's
Yes, she's
so
always here
great.
with us. We love Gab. We love Joy. All right, so she says, "Hi, Gabby. Speaking of commercials, I've been seeing an uptick of video game trailers. Do you think
Mm.
that will be a trend in 2026? If so, how do I get to those casting calls?"
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think, video game trailers slash commercials have been quite popular for a while now. Yes, I think that there's going to continue to be more of them, especially because the culture of gaming um, has changed so much, and with so many platforms and so many options, some games really have to advertise heavily. I mean, look, right now, it's almost hilarious. If you're on any streaming service, you cannot escape the ads for Royal Match. That sucker has been, I mean, and they have gotten every celebrity on the face of the planet to participate in that campaign. It's wild how much money they're spending.
Mm,
So yeah, I do think
mhm,
that will continue. And the big thing in terms of booking that sort of work, most of those companies at that point, they are either using an ad agency or they're using a specific casting company. Now, sometimes it's the same casting route that they take for the games themselves. So it is definitely worth having those companies on your radar. But I think a lot of them too are just, I've seen some on Backstage, but I feel like the majority of those are still going through talent agents. So that's where that becomes a really worthwhile area of your business to cultivate if you're at that point.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very nice. Gabby, have you noticed? I noticed this yesterday. I've been noticing this, but I've been noticing a lot of like commercials that they're reusing from our youth.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. The nostalgia trend. Yeah.
yeah, have you seen
Hmm.
that? I've been seeing that. Like I
Yeah.
saw for the first time in a long time, I saw like a Keebler
Hmm.
yesterday that was like old. I mean, now
Yeah.
mind you, it was a little bit more
Hmm.
up to date, like when it comes to like the AI, I don't know if it's AI, the cartoon, but it still was the old Keebler in the
Hmm.
tree with the
Hmm.
bolts.
Hmm.
And then of course, the lollipop. What was the Tootsie Pop one? Of
Tootsie
course, that
Pop.
one's
Hmm.
that was it. But have you been seeing that?
Yeah. About 2 years ago, Campbell's reintroduced, and it's the exact same ad from when we were kids of the little boy who comes inside and he's a snowman, and
Mm-hmm.
his mom gives
Mm-hmm.
him the bowl of Campbell's soup
Oh
and he
yeah, yeah.
melts
It
at the
melts. Yeah, yeah,
table.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And part of it is, yes, they're capitalizing on nostalgia. They're capitalizing on recapturing the childhood moments of kids of the 80s and 90s. And it's mainly because this stuff was iconic for us.
Mm-hmm.
Our generation talks a lot still about the slogans and the jingles and that really captured us because they were so prolific during our upbringing. So yes,
Yeah.
a lot of places are latching on to that
Mm-hmm.
and trying to come up with innovative ways to reincorporate them into their advertising. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that there is a lot of there still is a lot of opportunity in the commercial arena. There's a lot
Mhm.
there. I mean, it's
Oh,
funny
yeah.
because I woke up and I had a couple different jobs from a couple different platforms this morning, so that was nice.
Yay.
And that's always fun. But you never know what the what's going to happen in
Mm-mm.
our industry and what's going to be happening in the world, even
Yeah.
though, and Gabby, you've only been along just a little bit longer than me, but um for the years I've been doing this, lots happened. I mean, we could argue, with COVID and everything like that, a lot's happened. So things are going to happen, and a lot's happening in the world right now.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff
Yeah.
with just people, economy, and
Yeah, for sure.
everywhere. So that does affect advertising dollars, and
Yeah.
it affects people's spending. And that's why I think it's a great idea to continue following the path that you want to follow. This is your business, but also keep that business hat on and be aware that there's also places that don't seem to be affected.
Mm.
There are a few. I
Yeah.
know I'm harping on audiobooks and audio productions, but there are a few that don't. Video games, I'll be honest with you, video games. There's some way that it's the entertainment stuff,
Yeah.
right? Because when crap hits, I think you talked to we. I remember you talking about this too, Gabby. When crap hits the fan, right? What are we gonna? When we're miserable, what are we gonna do? We want more entertainment.
Entertainment. Yep.
I mean, so and when we're working hard, we want entertainment. I mean, like
Sure.
it's just a part of, I think, actually good thing for us.
It is. It is. People always need a bit of an escapism, and we're happy to provide.
Hmm.
Andy from Cancun. Man, Cancun, Egypt. I am so jealous. Hi, Andy.
That is awesome.
That's
Andy's always
wild.
in Cancun.
All
He's
right.
living it up
So
there.
I guess we will
Yeah,
regroup tomorrow and yeah.
absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
I think I love the idea about maybe talking more about the promoting
Mm,
with a zero budget.
mm,
And different ways to get into like different things to do on social media. I mean,
right.
have we talked about social media
A little bit.
a little bit?
I mean, it's
Okay.
always kind of woven into what
Everything we
we
do.
do, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that we could chat more about how to take it more seriously.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can
I think
also
that's
break down some of the different
yes.
areas because I do think the platforms are important to explore
Mm,
because if you don't if you're reaching or trying to reach the wrong audience, you know. You're wasting your time.
Absolutely. That's
So,
a good point.
yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Yay! Talk to you guys mañana. Good
Bye.
night. Adios.